Okay, we're supposed to list whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, just some quick examples. Whole numbers. Oh, actually, whole numbers would be like 1, 2, 3, and I should know this. I don't actually remember if zero's included, because I think at one point when I was younger, I saw the book had 0 in the list, and the teacher didn't, and then the teacher showed me a different book, and it had whole numbers in the list. So you could just Google it too. Whole numbers, I don't know if it includes 0 or not. Uh-oh. But whole numbers are the positive, okay? Integers are non-decimal numbers, but they can be negative. So you could have -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, rational numbers. We've done a few videos on those. Those are numbers that could be a ratio of two integers. So like -21/6. That's a ratio of two integers. So that's 21 divided by 6. So that's -3.5. -3.5 is a rational number because I was able to write it as a ratio of two integers. Irrational numbers. Those come up a lot when we have like, pi is an irrational number. The exponential constant e is an irrational number, which I don't know if we'll see in this class. An irrational number would be like the square root of 3. The decimals never end, so we can never write it as a ratio of two integers. Real numbers, anything that's not a square root of a negative, basically. Okay, so negative square root of 100. The square root happens first, and then the negative sign happens. So this is going to be -10 when you simplify it. That is an integer. It's also a real number. What else does it fall under? It's rational too, because you could write it as -10/1. -7. That's a real number. It also fits under the classification of integers, and it's also a rational number. Now -8/3, that's going to give us some yucky decimals. So -8/3 is not an integer. It's a real number, because it's not the square root of a negative, and it is rational, because again, you can write it as a ratio of two integers. Same thing with -1. I'm going to skip over that one because it's the same thing as -7. 0.77. Now look, you can write this as a ratio of two integers. So that means it's rational, and it's also real. And 3 1/4, you can convert that to an improper fraction. That would be also real and rational. So we gave you an example of irrational, and then imaginary numbers would be like the square root of -2. That would be imaginary.